Hey, what's going on everyone? We're going to be talking about how to use tempo today. So a week ago from the time this video gets published, we talked about why tempo is important and how it can help you fix your weaknesses or work on your weaknesses or expose your weaknesses as well. So today we're going to kind of put it in play with a little bit just to give you some examples. Now this is going to be different for everyone based on their goals. Your goals are important. If you don't have goals, you're really just playing with this stuff, okay? And that's fine if that's all you want to do. That's great. If your goal is just to play with things, get a little bit stronger in areas, see how this affects your body, how it affects your athletic performance, whether that's in basketball, hockey, wherever it is, playing with your kids, wherever it happens to be you're training for, that's fine. But if you have a real defined goal, make sure you educate yourself more than what I'm about to do. This is just a quick 5-minute video. It's not in depth, okay? Find a coach that can help you. So your muscles work in 3 main ways. We have eccentric, so imagine if I was doing a curl, that's lowering the weight down. We have concentric, that's lifting the weight up, and we have isometric, so that's imagine holding my arm out at 90 degrees with a weight. Okay, all 3 areas are important. Now for me personally, the way I use this, I use the eccentric phase, okay, to build awareness in athletes, or any tempo I use to build awareness, but lowering a weight with a controlled eccentric really lets people know what muscles they want to be using, especially imagine like the bottom of the squat. Instead of just dropping into it, go really slow down so you can see what's going on, you can feel what muscles are working, you can feel where you have weak points. Eccentric loading also breaks down a good amount of muscle, or breaks down muscle more rather, and that's when your muscles break down a lot and you actually are able to recover from it, that's how your muscles get bigger. So you'll see bodybuilders focusing a lot on slower tempos and feeling the muscle, and that's kind of what they're talking about. Now, you have to be careful with the eccentric sometimes, because if you just overdo it and go crazy eccentrics, you have so much muscle breakdown, your body can't handle it, and that's what they call rhabdo, or rhabdomyolysis. All right, you want to be careful with that. Don't just do crazy eccentrics because you saw it in a video. Be smart, progress it linearly, just like we talked about in an earlier video this week. All right, concentric, that's contractile force most of the time we're thinking about. So imagine like a power clean. We're trying to build your body's ability to contract muscles, either more muscles at one time or a muscle fiber faster. It's kind of weird, I know it's not sciencey, but it's a decent way to think about it. You can also slow down concentric, and then it'll let you know your weak areas and areas you have a tendency to fly through. Then you have isometric. I love isometrics in warm-ups, as well as if I have an athlete, maybe they have a hurt back, you can take a 15-pound training bar, you can set it up in spotter arms or even like the bottom of J-cups, and you can slowly have them press into those J-cups to build tension up so they have 100% control of what load's going on their back. So I really like isometrics for warm-ups as well as pain areas, or maybe they have a hurt body part. You can use that to kind of help with them. Now this is the way I work on it for my classes personally. If we're looking just to create awareness in a movement, we'll just do kind of a standard 2-1, 2-1 tempo. So that's lowering it 2 seconds, pausing at the bottom for 2 seconds, lift it for 2 seconds, pause at the top for 2 seconds. So imagine lowering yourself down to a squat. Obviously 2 seconds isn't a lot of time, so maybe for bigger movements we'll go 3-1, 3-1. This is something small like a push-up or a ring dip. Lower yourself for 3 seconds, pause for a second, stand up for 3 seconds out of the squat, pause for a second again. Okay? It's 1-to-1 concentric, eccentric, so that way it's a solid bodybuilding. I'm trying to add muscle mass. Now, if you're trying to get them to learn how to keep tension in the bottom of a squat, maybe it's lower in 3, pause for 2, stand in 2, pause. Or maybe it's pause for 3, excuse me, it's lower for 3, pause for 2, let's get rid of the 2, let's explode up, pause for 1. The X means explode. And you can play around with this in different ways. Maybe it's someone where we want to work on their control in a pull-up on the way up and the way down. You can set the tempo a little bit differently again. And you can keep playing with this. This is really going to decrease the amount of weight you can use. I also don't let people use belts when we do this in squats and deadlifts, because we want you to lift a weight your body can handle, not something your body can handle with assistance. But you can build strength better than you would believe by doing this, instead of constantly just going heavier, bouncing every rep, whether that's a ring dip, a pull-up, a squat, a deadlift, bouncing that bar on the ground. You're going to be able to feel where you're weak and work on the things that are holding you back, instead of just bouncing through reps and using speed to get through it. So for upper body, I really like the 2-1, 2-1 to slow things down. For lower body, 3-1, 3-1 when I want to slow things down. And if I'm just working on people keeping tension in the bottom of a lift, even let's say like the bottom of a push-up, you can make it a 2-1-X-1. That explode on the way up part, just to teach them how to contract, bam, get some power out of it, but I wanna make sure they don't bounce to get it. So I don't want them to go to the bottom of the push-up and then unload and come up. It's control, right up. Play around with these tempos, use different movements. You can use this on band pull-aparts, face pulls, all those different areas. But again, these are some of my favorite. Slow down a movement so you can feel it. Let's work on not bouncing, keeping tension in the bottom. All right, hope that helps, guys. Try it out. Let me know how it goes. If you're confused on how to apply this, we do apply this in Structure Your Strength. You can check it out below. Talk to you guys soon.